how can a prenup or this prenuptial agreement act as insurance in a marriage? Or really, per what you just said, how do you have some of those uncomfortable conversations maybe before you get married, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would want to know if I got married today, what debts my potential partner has. I would want to look at their tax return and see what the income really is. And of course, assets. It's always exciting if your spouse has a lot of assets, but it's important to know those don't belong to you. And I love the term insurance. As a matter of fact, I just trademarked the term. Prenuptial agreements are divorce insurance because that's really how I regard them. It's prenuptial agreements today serve as a form of financial planning. It's a safety net so that you're not hit with the worst case scenario in the event of a divorce. And putting on my litigation hat for a moment and thinking of worst case scenarios, without a prenuptial agreement, everything can be fought. You can go after your spouse's inheritance or at least ask questions about it. You can challenge whether it's marital property and whether there's been funds commingled in ways that are unreasonable. Ask for 75% of marital property. A prenuptial agreement acts as a hedge against all of that. Not only does it provide at least a communication tool because you have to share information and talk about it, which is always good. And it doesn't have that stigma of I'm being a gold digger just to find out what my spouse has. But although you can't address child support or child custody, you can address am I going to be able to ask for spousal support? And should we be married at least 5 years before I can ask for spousal support? Or can we agree at least I will have left the workplace before I ask for spousal support? You can agree, like I said before, that any house we buy is going to be in joint names. And if you contributed some of your premarital IRA towards the purchase price of the house, yes, of course, you should get that money back. I mean, prenups are just fair. They're fair because people love each other when they're signing them. At the very least, they want to be fair. And so you end up with written agreements that have reasonable terms and provide that safety net. Sometimes prenuptial agreements don't cover all of these bases, but usually they cover these, and also you can disinherit your spouse. So if you're in a very short marriage before you have children, your spouse is not going to be entitled to your estate, which in New York law is 1/3 of the estate. So that could be a really big windfall if it's a very short marriage with no children. So it just feels good to put that in writing. It is a communication tool, and prenuptial agreements keep people out of court.